Now it is type of network. Yeah, you can connect the devices in which ways you want to connect. Either you can use any of the topology like a bus topology, ring topology, mesh topologies. You connect the devices, so then we can able to communicate between them. And we use star topology. In generally, what topology we are using? We are using star topology. In any organizations, okay, we are using star topologies. Okay. And the depends upon the size. Depends upon the size of the network. We divide them into 4 different types of networks. Depends upon the geographical as per certain textbooks. Okay. The really like a LAN and WAN has lot of differences, but depends upon the size of the network. We define what type of network it is. Okay. So here it is. If you take a building, okay, or maybe you take a room, the size of the LAN, local area network, can be within a single room, or it can be into the entire floor. Okay, it can be into a entire floor or a single room, to the entire floor or to the multiple floor or to entire building. You can say it is one single LAN. Not always, guys. Depends. The maximum size limitation of a LAN means it is from a single room to the floor or floor to the entire building. We can make that one as a one single LAN network. As you said, as per the geographical size. Okay. As per the geographical size. This is entire LAN. You can make one single room as a one LAN network. You can make one floor as one LAN network, or you can make entire building as a one single LAN network. Okay. So LAN means local area network. Okay. It is a your own private network. Next, campus area network. If you go to any universities, colleges, so there is a different buildings out there, no? EC department, CSC department, mechanical department, like this different buildings are there. Even universities also having a different department, different buildings are there. Okay, so this is one campus. Even you go to the Tech Mahindra campus, Cognizant campus. Okay, so campus means it contains multiple buildings, kind of stuff, right? So this is one single campus. Think like this is a one campus and has different buildings, and each building think like one LAN network. We can combine and make it as one single CAN network, campus area network. Within the campus, people can able to communicate. For example, from this building, like for example, this is CSC department. This is a mechanical department. So they need to share some information between them. So they are already connected, so they can able to communicate each other. Okay, so that is what I said, campus area network. Another one is MAN, Metropolitan Area Network. You can take one city, for example, Mumbai city is a metropolitan. Chennai, Kolkata, Delhi, these are metropolitan cities. Okay, and of course, the remaining are cosmopolitan. Bangalore, Hyderabad are also equivalent to metropolitan cities, but still not getting any metropolitan status. Okay, still there are in the cosmopolitan cities now. In the metropolitan, we have a people, houses, different departments like a police department, water department. Okay, So they want to share some information, they want to connect each other and communicate each other. So within the city, so they create a network and they are connected and they can able to communicate each other. So that is Metropolitan Area Network, MAN. So LAN, Local Area Network, CAN, Campus Area Network, MAN, Metropolitan Area Network. Another one is WAN. Guys, I'm in Hyderabad. Our office is in Hyderabad, right? So our 70s. In New Jersey, I have another office. For example, my headquarters in Extranet and New Jersey, another office, Hyderabad, another office, maybe Sri Lanka, another office, maybe what we can say, Malaysia, another office, okay, Singapore, another office, for example. And there is also having a different servers, infrastructure things are there. So they want to get connected and communicate between them. Within the organization, they want to connect and communicate, but there are different in the different locations. In geographically, there are different locations. If you are able to connect and communicate, okay, so that is called a WAN network. How we can able to connect from one geographical location to another geographical location through the WAN network, wide area network. What is a WAN? Wide area network it is. So there is a four types of networks based on the geographical range or a size: local area network, campus area network, metropolitan area network, wide area networks. So LAN, CAN, MAN, WAN kind of stuff. Okay. So, and recently people are telling some, sir, what is this SPAN, HAN kind of stuff? So I searched it and find out some of things. I found these two are more interesting. That's why I kept here. So one is like a personal area network. You have your devices like your mobile phone, your smart watches, smart shoes, okay, like that, right? So we can connect all these devices either using Bluetooth or Wi-Fi hotspot, Wi-Fi direct connection kind of stuff, and make it as a one single network. Of course, it is comes under LAN type only, but still it is dedicated to a one single person. So that is personal area network. Even for a home, we use LAN network only, but and we are having different types of devices, and that too only for that specific home purpose, home automation purpose we are using. Like you have a computers, smart TVs, smart LEDs, smart plugs, ACs, home appliances, Alexa, Echo Dots, Google Home Next, these kind of stuff. So these are all we can able to connect and automate. Like we can give a simple command with Alexa to turn on your TV, or maybe to manage your AC using Alexa, Google Home Next, right? So we can connect devices and make it as a single network, and we can make them communicate with them within the home. So it's like a home related. It is that's why it is home area network. But these are all not traditional ones. So the traditional one is LAN, CAN, MAN, WAN only. Okay. What is a LAN? It is a local network. It is your private network, guys. Campus area network. Within the campus, people will communicate within the campus only. In local area network, people can communicate within the LAN, within that single room, they can able to communicate. Man within the city. So mainly CAN and MAN, you can simply say within the campus, within the city area. Okay. But WAN is a global network. WAN is it's a global network. It's like from one organization to another organization, so they can connect and communicate with the WAN communication. If you take this WAN, for the public kind of stuff, which is we call it as the internet. Okay. So if you are in the LAN, I have a 10 computers are connected. I created a LAN network. Now I want to get connected to outside of my network. So I can use a internet connectivity, which is nothing but a public network. And of course, the connectivity is WAN type of connectivities. Okay. Local area network, wide area network. Another terminology is intranet. What is intranet? What is intranet? If you have a simple LAN network and within your LAN you have for example, server or a computers, and if you are communicating between them, it is intranet. For example, I have a server here and I can able to communicate to this server within the LAN. So that is my infrastructure, my servers, my storage devices, my network kind of stuff, everything is in my local only. That is intranet. So I don't require any internet connection to communicate with it. I don't require any internet connection. I don't require routers, modems, nothing is required. Just I can able to communicate with my switch or hub connectivities, simple LAN, I can able to connect and communicate. So that is called a intranet. For example, you want to connect and communicate, like I want a google.com, facebook.com, youtube.com. So what I have to do? So I have to go outside of my network. It is not available in my network, right? I have to go outside of my network. So then I have to connect. I have to connect to the internet. So then I can able to communicate. Okay. So I want to communicate the internet available, globally available kind of stuff, publicly available things. Compulsory you need internet connectivity. Without internet, you can't access facebook.com, youtube.com, okay, instagram.com, WhatsApp. We can't do it. So we need a internet. It is a global, public, a networks of network. Internet is nothing but a networks of network. Different networks are connected, and so then we can able to communicate. Okay, so these two are, so extranet is a kind of WAN type of, it is pub, means exactly say in our office we have a network, in our head office we have a network, in another branch office we have a network. So if you are able to communicate from this intranet to their intranet over the WAN, it is called a extranet. Okay, not going like intranet, internet. So understand the difference. Intranet means local, it is a private network. So you can communicate within the local. Your resources, systems, everything is in your local, so it is intranet only. But when you are communicating outside of your local network, like you are accessing facebook.com, youtube.com, you can able to access over the internet only. Understand, guys? What is LAN, MAN, CAN, intranet, and internet?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I added this one, but forget about it. This is how we are connected to internet. That is, I have explained here. So if you want, I will explain it later also. Now, okay. This is the basic requirement to form a network. So you want to create your own network. So then what are the requirements? The first thing is you have a device and the device is required to connect. It means the device required an adapter called NIC, Network Interface Card. Network Interface Card. So you have a desktop, or maybe you have a laptop, or maybe mobile phone, or maybe a tablet. So you are connecting to the network means it contains some NIC. There is an adapter inside. So then we can able to connect, whether it is wide type of connectivity or wireless type of connectivity. The first requirement is NIC. The second requirement, for example, you are connecting to the wire, so we need a specific type of wire, so then we can able to connect. To make a connection, so of course we can able to connect to the wire, but to whom we need a device to connect the other devices through it. Either it can be a hub or can be a switch. Or you want to connect it to another network, so we require the router. You want to connect it to internet, you may require a modem like this. Okay, so what is NIC is required? If you are connected with a cable, so you need the specific type of cable to get connected, and we need a devices to connect the different types of connectivities. Based on the required connectivity, we need different types of devices. Okay. In another way, so that is up to connectivity. But we need to communicate, right? So why we need a connectivity? To communicate. To communicate, so we need a protocols and addressing. We need a protocols and the addressing part. Okay. So for example, I'm doing a web related communication. So I open a web page, so I can able to communicate means it's a web related communication I'm doing. So that is the protocol is HTTP protocol. HTTP or HTTPS protocol. I want to access my remote server using SSH protocol. Or I want to access my Windows system, my remote Windows desktop, I want to access through remote desktop protocol. I want to send a mail or receive a mail, so I use SMTP or POP3 or IMAP type of protocols. Okay, so we use the protocols to define what type of communication. Depends upon what type of communication, we need a protocols. And what we need an IP address. How you communicate? For example, I want to call you, some of you like get some name. Okay. So Sampath is there. Like I want to call to Sampath. What I need is phone number is required, right? So to communicate, so we need an address. So that is, we use a logical address to communicate. These are the form of. So we'll go by one of this one. First, I will go to explain the different cables used in the network. Okay. So next we will go to the different NICs, then devices, then remaining thing you can see. We use different types of cables to communicate in the network. It is can be a axial cable. Okay. This can be a coaxial cable, or can be a twisted pair cable, or can be a fiber optical cable. Okay. The cables, you can see this is a coaxial cables are look like this one. If you see in the center, there is a copper wire is showing, right? That is the main signal cable. So the actual signal is transferring through that cable. But at the outer side, there is a shielding. If you see, there's a copper mesh shielding is there. The copper mesh is protect your main signal from electromagnetic interference. in this air, there is a lot of electromagnetic signals are there. What is these electromagnetic signals are doing? It interfere with the actual signal. It causes crosstalk. So it means it mix your actual signal with this electromagnetic signal. So then actual signal will be changes. So to protect from this electromagnetic interference, okay, so we use this copper mesh. The copper mesh absorb the entire electromagnetic field, so it does not allow into the actual signal. So this is a coaxial cable. As I said, in bus topologies, we use coaxial cable, and even later also in the ring topologies also they use this coaxial cables. And we use this coaxial cable for our cable TV networks in olden days. So in certain countries like US, they use this cable for both network and as well as a cable TV purpose. Later on days, lot of changes have happened. So we are not allowed using this one for a cable TV. In other countries, they are not using for both the things. Okay. Next one is twisted pair cables. In our network, guys, in our local network, in our LAN networks, we use this twisted pair cables only. Okay. So in the twisted pair cables, you have two types. One is UTP, another one is STP. Unshielded twisted pair cable, shielded twisted pair cable. What is unshielded twisted pair cable? So first of all, what is twisted pair cable? There is a pair of wires are twist each other. What is the use of this twist? The twist reduces attenuation as per the transmission lines formula. If you are from a triple E, electrical and electronics or ECE, you have the subject, right? Electromagnetic signal transmission lines subject is there. No? So same thing it is as per the transmission line theory. So number of twist increases, the attenuation decreases. Attenuation actually causing the slow signal transmission and signal will be dead in after certain period of time. Okay, the attenuation is decreases, the speed of data transmission increases. Number of twist. The pair of wires are twist each other. That's it is called a twisted pair cable. And generally, what are the cables we are using nowadays, like a Cat6 or Cat5 or Cat5e cables? There are 8 wires are there. So pair of wires are pair means two wires are twisted here. So totally 4 pair cable. Also we call it as 4 pair cable. It contains 8 wires. Okay. The unshielded twisted pair cable, shielded twisted cable. On shielded twisted pair cable, there is a shielding to protect from electromagnetic interference and as well as it gives strength to the cable. If cable has to be run over the false ceilings under tables like what we can say under benches we can able to run in organization what they will do the cables also runs under floor kind of stuff false flooring okay or false ceiling or false flooring so they run this cable so what will happen sometimes bending sometimes this rat attacks so it will protect this shielding on it okay so under unshielded twisted pair cable do not have any shielding on it only the plastic outer okay so what is a twisted pair cable the pair of wires are twist each other and we have 4 pair in the cable okay so we have twisted pair cable means in that one we have a unshielded twisted pair and shielded twisted pair okay and these wires are used to connect with the RJ45 connector. RJ means registered jack. So this is a connector, okay, and this is the socket. If you take anything just like okay, if you take this one like you take a desktop or laptop or maybe maybe like a desktop or laptop or a network printers kind of stuff. Okay, even certain TVs are having this RJ45 connector. So we can directly connect our computers with the cable to with this connector. So this is RJ45 socket and this is RJ45 connector. Okay, the cable is look like this one. This is called a LAN cable, or we can say it is a patch cable. And this cable also comes in the different category wise. Currently, we are using Cat6 cable, that is the data transmission support is in the cable is up to 1 Gbps, bits per second. Cat5 cables we also used a little earlier, that is it support 500 to 600 Mbps. Cat5 cables will support 100 Mbps data transmission speed, Cat4 16 Mbps. Like that, each category cable has a supporting data transfer. The Cat1 cable is specially not for our LAN communication. It is for a telephone ways of communication. You take a telephone wires, it is Cat1 type of cable, RJ11 type of connectivity we are getting. It's a two-pair cable, means it contains four wires. Okay. So this is the twisted pair cable. RJ45 sockets or connectors, RJ45 socket, RJ45 plug or a connector it is. And I said there is eight wires. Eight wires are color coded. So it is like a pair of wires, right? Orange, orange, green, green, blue, blue, brown, brown. These are the colors on these wires. Okay. Twisted pair cables. This is the cable tester, crimping tools, UTP, STP cables. This is RJ45 connector. So what they will do, so what in generally to create this type of cables in a companies, they will do manufacture these cables, but in a general in organizations, we can able to create our own cables also. So what we require, these connectors, one cable contains required two connectors, okay, one end, another end. So they insert these wires into this RJ45 connector, and they use this crimping tool to press. So when it is pressing, the wires will be fixed inside this one. Okay, so both sides they have done. So they will go with the cable testing to make sure that all the wires are as per the given connected or not. So both ends of the cable will connect it to the tester. So it will blink, LED blinking, whilst are you created correctly or not. Okay. So these are the different types of cable things. Straight through cable, crossover cable, rollover cable kind of stuff. Okay. What is the straight through cable? So what are the color code of one end of the cable is same to the other end of the cable. So for example, one end of the cable, when you are inserting here based on the pin numbers, the first pin number goes with the white green, second is green, third is white orange, fourth is blue, fifth is white blue, sixth is again pure orange, it is seven is white brown, eight is brown. And same it follows for the other end of the cable RJ45 connector. So both side we follow the same color code. So that is called a straight cable. We use this straight cable to connect different devices like your PC or a laptop to your hub or a switch or from switch or hub to the router for communication purpose. Crossover cable. Crossover cable, the first pin is green pin and third pin at another end is green. See? So the first pin, whatever the color you are following in one end, but for the first pin, what are the first pin, the color you are using, we use that same color for a third pin in another end. The cable has two ends, this end and this end. One end, what are the color code you are using? Same color code you are using in another end, that is called straight cable. In a crossover, it is different. So first pin, what color you are using, that goes for third here. In a second pin, what color you are using? Sixth pin in the other end. In a third, whatever the color you are using, that is first pin. Sixth, whatever the color code you are using, that goes for second. That's it is another, some people will remember like this, 1326. 1326, either in a reverse order also same thing. What are the first pin color? Same goes for a third pin. So you can see this is the white, green, green, white, orange, blue, white, blue, green, white, brown, and brown. Okay. But other side it is different. See, the first one is the white, orange, orange, white, green, blue, white, blue, and green, and then this is the white, brown, and this is the brown. Okay. What are the first pin color? It is goes for third, 1, 3. What is the second color? It goes for a sixth color here, 2, 6. It goes from here this side. What are the third pin color? It goes for 1. What are the 6 pin color? It goes for 2. Okay. So it is crossover. Why it is? Because 1, 3, 1, 2, 3, 6. These 4 pins are for data transmission. TX means TX means transmission, RX means receive. Okay, it's a transmission, but it is transmission, it is receive. That's it is the way. These crossover cables used for to connect similar devices, PC to PC, PC to laptop, like that, switch to switch, hub to hub, switch to hub, like that. PC to router also, because it's a different devices. Crossover cable. Of course, nowadays it is not required. We can use directly straight cables. Another type of cable doing is a crossover type of cable. All are same cable, and the only thing is the connectivity, the ends, the way of we are connecting is different. Rollover cable. What is rollover cable? So here we follow 1, 2, 3. What are the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? It is reverse order, it will connect. For example, 8 is brown here, the first pin is brown. Like this, reverse, it is connected. Okay, the rollover cable is used to connect your hub, your switches and routers to the console cable for configuration purpose. Okay, it's like a console cable. Roller cable used for a console cable to connect and configure these routers and switches purpose. Yeah, if someone is asking, I hear a sound. Okay. Yes, understand twisted pair cable. Simple pair of the wires are twist each other, and we have a UTP and STP, and shielded twisted pair cable, shielded twisted pair cable. Okay, there is 4 pair cables. It means 8 wires. 8 wires are color coded. And these cables are available in different categories. Generally, we are using Cat6 cable, 1 Gbps connectivity. The cable we are also called as LAN cables. And we use RJ45 connectors and socket to connect this cable. So cable and this RJ45 plug or RJ45 connector, and both side of cable having this RJ45 connector. See, and to connect from one PC to a switch or a hub, what you will do? One end of the cable go to system or laptop. Another cable go to the hub, switch or a hub. In generally, if you go to offices, if you observe there, the people connect their desktop or laptop to the wall mount on the wall. So there is a mount point is there. So they will connect it to it. From there, it is connected to the switch. That's the point. Guys, understand? Twisted pair cable, how it is look like, and about some details.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Next is fiber optical cables. Fiber, actually it is BER. So I done some spelling mistake. So fiber optical cables. Okay, these cables are made up of glass, and it is cheaper as well as a costly. So how it is cheaper, how it is costly, also we'll see that one. Okay, this cable having a core and covered with a cladding. Okay, and outer it is like some plastic material for protection purpose. Okay, this is made up of a glass. It is non-metal. So no electromagnetic interference. Fiber optic cables do not have any electromagnetic interference. But if you take axial cable or twisted pair cables having a electromagnetic effect, that's why we have to use the shielding on it. Okay. Here the light as a signal. In because of this UTP and STP and coaxial cables are copper cables, we use a electrical signal. But here it is light signal. Okay. So these fiber optical cables are used for very long distance communication and very high speed data transmission. Long distance communications, very high speed data transmissions. Okay. So our UTP STP cables support up to 100 meters and limited speed. But fiber optic cables are start with a 10 Mbps, 10 Gbps type. 10 Gbps, 20 Gbps data transmissions we can do with the fiber optical cables. And fiber optical cables we don't use for a regular LAN communication, like our offices, our homes. We don't use for LAN communication, basic LAN communication. We don't use fiber optical. We use the fiber optical in the server rooms, storage area networks, core routers, core switches. In that means the faster data transmission is where it is required. Okay. And a very long distance communication is required. So there we are using in the server rooms, data centers for connecting these server storages and routers. That time we use these fiber optical cables. And also we use the fiber optical cables for getting connected to internet. Okay. So we are getting internet through fiber optical cables only. The majority part means 95% of internet we are getting through the under ocean fiber optical cables. If you see this map, it's submarine cable map kind of stuff. It's a simple site. So then we can see the status of different cable kind of stuff. See this? Where is India? Here it is India. For our India also, we have a different point of connectors are there to enter into the India. So either 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These 5 points are there to get inside in India. So see outside there is a different cables. You can see the cable statuses also. Okay. In Bangladesh, this side it is Pakistan. This is side is Sri Lanka. Even there is a lot of small things like this is Maldives, Lakshadweep, Andaman Nicobar like that. Singapore, Malaysia. See, this is how many communications are. Even small islands also are getting connected to the world. So using fiber optical cables. Okay. This side you can go for a. So this is America. India to America, any direct connections are there? We don't know. We're connecting via someone to like this. It is a under version fiber optical cable. See like this. Under version cables are like this. People are we are all connected through this one only. That's why sometimes any underwater differences came up. Okay, some tsunami, underwater tsunamis are came up. So there is a disturbance at internet. Okay, so there is a maintenance departments also there. They'll go and check thoroughly about it. Even recently it is happened with Iran, I think, in a Suez River. So there is a lot of cables are going. So they said if this wars are not stopped, so they're going to cut it. Okay, so that is huge loss for a lot of countries also. Where is this Iran? This is Italy, Egypt, Saudi Arabia. See, this is one small river having so many cables are running through it. Italy, Iran, Greece, Switzerland, Hungary, Turkey. This is Israel, Syria. Iran. Yeah, here it is. I am seeing here. See what this is. See how many connections are there. So a lot of links. So this is if it is down, it is disturbed for all these countries also. If it is something is happened here, it is disturbed. So that is the beauty of underwater cable connection. Okay, we don't use satellites for internet. Okay, of course, Elon Musk is going to do. He said something. He was going to give internet through satellite. So, but life of satellite is always questionable. Okay, so guys, that is about a fiber optic. Fiber optic cables are good. It is made up of glass, high-speed data transmission, very long distance. But we are not using for a regular LAN. Why? Because of it is a costly and cheaper. It is a cheaper and more cost effective. Compared to that, it's like a more cost effective manner. So it is cheaper. But you want to buy a fiber optical cable for your LAN communication, it's very costly because you are not doing any cost optimization there. Okay, so we are using for a small area like it is like in a data centers. They used to connect your server storages, core switching, routing kind of stuff places. And the rest we are connecting with the normal UTP cables only. What is this? This is an adapter. For example, you have a system, you want to connect it to the fiber optical cable. So you need this host bus adapter. You have to insert into your system so then you can able to connect it. And the switches must be fiber optical switches. And the cables are different types of cables. Like we have to learn the cable types, connectivity types, and we need a special equipment to measure whether the cable is actually good or not before you are connecting to that jack is there, no? So the plug Before you are connecting and after connecting also, you have to make sure that it is giving correct recipient or not. Both side, it is good or not. Okay. So it's not, again, that is also costly material. It's not much easy for, nowadays, maybe it is coming in the cost wise, but still you are not supposing. I want to push it into this one. Yeah, no, it is good. Anything? Anybody want to say anything? Fiber optical cables? Any questions? Okay. Take 5 minutes of break, guys. Just 5 minutes. Relax. We'll start. We'll start.